Yo, what up? What up? Oh man, the strange, creeping nature of evil. What up? What up? Excuse me, I just woke up. So, anyway, evil's a strange thing. It mostly lies in waiting. I think that's why they use the uh, symbolism of a snake in the grass, because mostly it's just chilling, not really doing anything, and it will spring up on you in a wild way. It catches like a gasoline fire explosion. And then you're like, oh no. And it festers. You know what I mean? And like most people will never, rarely experience like evil in their lives. They'll experience like the low level, like henchmen, for lack of a better term. But they never really come up to evil. And when you do, you immediately are like, yeah, no, I'm not going to participate in this. And yeah, the people who are like, I don't know how to even put it, act evil for an artistic expression, they have no idea. They have no idea. Because if they did, they wouldn't be doing it. And that's the facts. Like, it's all pretty and artistic until you're in a concentration camp. Yeah, it's all, what is it? Was it Gucci? Who designed the Nazi uniforms? Uh, oh, Hugo Boss. That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, it's all Hugo Boss and Mercedes until you're tossing people in ovens and speeding across Eastern Europe on meth. And even those guys, I'm not sure they realized what evil they were doing until like they're covered in blood and in a frenzy. And that's the way evil works. Is like it lurks for so long until you can't recognize what it is. It's the only way it can find a way to exist. Because if it openly just shows its fangs, it's like, no, no, no interest in this at all. And it's very simple. It's not you just say no. I mean, it's like those old friggin' anti-drug commercials. Just say no. But it's so what's the word? Enticing. Uh, it's so like it's got this miraculous facade. That's kind of how the world is. And that's why we need to make it holy. Bring in the actual light. Because once you see it, you're like, oh my God, this other thing exists. Why would I ever do this? And yeah, it's fairly simple and silly. But it's pervasive. Like, one of the easiest way to tell is like, I almost think Hollywood exists to be like an example of like how subtle evil is and like how it just festers and nobody even really notices. They're just like, wow, look at these movies that are like programming you and like that's why uh, evil laughs at you is because they they know you they don't have any actual power over you if you choose not to. But people get so freaking like spun out and like they can't even face it and they just crumble into a puddle of freaking uh, no will whatsoever. And it's almost like a comedy, really. I mean, not for the victims, but like for like it's like a game of attrition. Like it'll hit you with a bang, and then you like you pray and beg and get over it, and you're like, please help me. And then the problem is you have to maintain remembrance of that event or whatever you saw. Otherwise, it just fades away, and then it's like ignoring the nail in your foot, or ignoring the gangrenous foot disease. Like so many of these addicts just rot, literally rot, and it's insidious and creeping. And most people are too distracted by their good vibrations and their happiness, which, however, that is how you destroy like demonic attachments and that sort of thing. Is like uh, release a bliss pulse, and that like burns them off because the vibration's too high. That's why one of the biggest things for evil to exist is to like create fear and hatred and like keep you in a low vibration. Otherwise, they can't latch on. It is pretty funny. And it's why there's people that are addicted to suffering. It's the only way the duality can exist. And there will never be, well, that's not true. There may be a perfect world that comes around, but people will actually resist the good. And not even intentionally. There will be good people that resist the good. And that's generally the most intense part of it is the not intense, but the people that should be punished the most are the like it's kind of me included because it's like what allows it to exist is the lukewarm people that don't say no. They just kind of like allow for it. And yeah. Now my curiosity about the whole thing is does evil actually provide anything good? Does evil actually like is evil the source of art? You know what I'm saying? Like is evil the source of like ingenuity? Maybe, maybe so. But like it will just sit and fester in you until it like touches a nerve and then it's like launches up out of you. Like think of it like you wake up in the morning and then you get somebody pisses you off. Like that's one of the biggest reasons why like evil and evil people just keep you around waiting and like just play a waiting game and like keep you stuck in neutrality. And that's why it's so evil to be lukewarm. I'm learning to understand. And that's why good people, bad things happen to good people. It's not because they're bad people, it's because they're neutral. And you got to set the record straight. Like, hey, man, this is problemos. Problemos. And the weirdest thing is like how generally the world tolerates evil for such a long time for no apparent reason. It's almost like God is lazy about evil. Like it's so incessant and constant that people just become like whatever. I don't want to do anything. It's like that. That's how power and like goodness can actually be more evil than evil itself. It's like it becomes tolerant and just lets it happen, and it pisses you off when you like start understanding it. And I think that's why in the book of Tanya they spoke about like you need to hate evil. Like that you can't just be like on the fence about it. And there's a lot of quotes about how evil is uh or I forget what I was gonna say. Totally mind wiped. Full retard moment. But anyway, oh man. Oh, actually, hang on. This is kind of a sidebar. It's too late. Okay. Oh, oh. Oof. So yeah, I think it would be good for humanity to start studying the nature of evil instead of just thinking people will recognize it because they won't. The good is so good that you get like uh, you don't you get lazy and you lose focus. You stop watching and you just let it go, and then it festers into a massive wound and a disease if you don't stay on top of it. And that's what's happened with our government. People have lost the ability to see what evil is. And that's how evil operates. Is it is so subtle for so long it destroys your ability to tell. And that's why propaganda is inherently evil because now most of the country has no idea what evil actually is, and they're all just like uh hypnotized. And yeah, fuck this place, man. It's disgusting. It's really disgusting. And it's even more disgusting when that like support our troops, support our human sacrifice for our freedom. It's like this country would be free without throwing soldiers into the meat grinder. Show me a legitimate war, and I'll show you an illegitimate leader. No, there's I don't know. There's something there, but I'm not. I'm not a quote smith. But yeah, evil is very, very strange and needs to be studied. And it's not a psychological thing. It's not about the person. It's about the environment and the variables that will produce an evil reaction. Like, yeah, generally evil is not, you know, people aren't, well, who's to say? People aren't born evil, they become crafted. And yeah. Anyway, it's a very strange thing to learn about. And most people that aren't evil will never understand it because they never put themselves in a position to like experience how freaking ephemeral it is. Like the stuff in Gaza, no matter how you slice it, it's evil. Like the Jews may have a legitimate point that like Islam is trying to destroy them, and that's like the one thing they can do is put the rope around an innocent group of people's necks to like keep everyone else at bay. That in it's fighting fire with fire, which I don't know if you know this. It ends up burning a lot of other things. It's not fighting fire with water, which you could easily do. Stupid. Thank God for the people that play the part of evil to lay an example of what it is so we can start getting a better idea of what it is. Like music is a good way of that. Like all the gangster rappers from the 90s, like excellent example of it. Because they're all telling stories, really. They're not actually, well, it's hard to tell. All right, kitty cat. Oh, bothersome, bothersome. It's like this cat at my ankles is just like constantly back and forth. Hello, hello, I'm here. Ages. Oh, she got the message though. Kisa. Wow. You can really communicate like that. That's crazy. Kisa, Kisa. Ow, ow. 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 But yeah, generally evil starts out as like sexy, cool. And that's how it starts the festering. It's the fishing hook. And it's not even evil people. It's just people desperate, hypnotized, or yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it there for now. Evil man. It's insidious.